Good morning Year 3 and welcome to Wednesday Maths. So, similar to yesterday, what I've given you today is the facts of the day and then some number sentences to complete, including can you draw 12 pairs of something and show that that equals 24. For example, it could be socks, it could be eyes, it could be ears on a cat. Okay, look forward to seeing that a bit later on Zoom. Okay, so before we start, just a very quick reminder of how we use our arrays to do our multiplications, just because basically I like getting the sweets out. So in this part of the grid, we have the group, and here the group size is 4. So there are 4 sweets in the group. So we do 4, and then we have to use our multiplication sign from this part of the grid. How many groups are there? So let's count them. 1, 2. 4 times 2 equals 8. So that is what this shows. Okay, so you should all remember that. Now, what we started last week, and we're going to continue with today, is what happens when you get larger numbers. So what if it's 14 times 4, which is beyond our times tables, therefore it's not one that we might know off by heart. So we started last week by using long, thin tens and short ones. This week we're going to take that a step further by dividing this column into our tens and our ones and multiplying each section together to find the answer. Don't worry if that sounds complicated. I'll make sure that we go nice and slow. So our group, which is 14 for this question, is still up here. How many groups are still down here? Now, just a quick bit of a reminder about place value. If we have the number 14 and we split it into its component parts, that is 10 and 1. So we have got 1 10, which is the same as saying 10, and we have 4 ones. So 14, split it into its tens and ones, we have 10, and we have 4 ones. So what we're actually going to do, I'll just move that out of the way, is we're going to put that into those columns. So instead of just putting a 1 to show that it's 10 ones, I'm going to really clearly show that in that column I'm going to have 10, and in this column I'm going to have 4. So 1 10, 4 ones is 10 and 4. 10 add 4 equals 14, as we know. So I'm going to move my question a little bit over and let's see how many groups. So I've got my 14, I'm happy with that. Now I need my 4 groups. So let me get another post-it. I'm going to get rid of this one and we are going to do 4 groups. Here we go. Okay, so I've got myself some tens and ones. As I've said last time, you can always find some pencils and sweets or whatever it is to help you out if you need to. So here's my first group of 14. Oh, it's not 14 yet, it's only 10. So I must add my 4 ones to make it into a group of 14. Can we all agree that's a group of 14? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Now with that, I'm going to times by 4. So I don't want one group of 14, I need 4 groups of 14. So here's group number 2. Now I know it's 14, so I don't need to count it every time. That's absolutely fine. There we go. 2 groups of 14. We've got 3 groups of 14. Very good. And we have 4 groups of 14. Oh, I don't have quite enough ones, so let me grab another one. Okay, fantastic. Now, the idea is this makes it more simple to group. So now we can group these tens and group the ones. We're going to make them into a beautiful array, and we're so good at arrays, aren't we? So we've created in here 10 lots of 4. 10 times 4. So 10 times 4, we know that, it's super easy, it is 40. So we've answered the first part of the question. 10 times 4 is 40. Now, We're ignoring the 10s, we're pretending those don't exist, and we're moving on to the 1s. Okay, so now we're saying 4 times 4. So what is 4 lots of 4? Let's have a look. 4 times 4, and I've got my answer here. I just need to count them up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. And if you know your 4 times tables, then you should know it without even counting. So we've got 40 and we've got 16, but that doesn't give us the full answer, does it? What we need to do now is basically bring those numbers together to tell us what 14 times 4 is. So the way we bring it together is we add the numbers. Now, underneath my times table, my multiplication, I would rather say, I need to do this calculation. I need to take my 40, my 4 tens, and I need to add them to my 16 ones. So when I've got 40 and I add on 16, I'm going to get 56. Now, because we've got tens, usually it makes it nice and easy to add on. If you need to, you can count it through. So 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, and so on. So if you're thinking, oh my goodness, this seems tricky, you just need your big sheet of paper to have a go. Right, 14 times 4 equals 56. Okay. So we're going to do a couple more examples of this. Your task for today is you can get back out your big sheet of paper, but this time you need to divide this column into tens and ones, and you can make these. I'm also going to show you how we can record this in our books, so we are timesing larger numbers. Right, let me show you another example. Now, this time my multiplication is 16 times 3. So I'm going to take the number 16 and I'm going to multiply it by 3. So it's the same as saying 16, add another 16. Okay, so I've got my number 16 here. I am going to split it apart into tens and ones. So again, I have 1 10 and I have 6 ones. Okay, I'll move those out of the way and I'll put those onto Post-its again. So we have got 10 and we have got 6. 10 and 6. Okay, now this time, how many groups have we got? Let's have a look. 16 is our group and I need to times that by 3. So get rid of that Post-it and we are going to times it by the number 3. So I've got 16 and I'm going to times it by 3. Let's see how that looks. So we've got 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, that is my first group of 16. Oops, let me turn that the other way over so you can see it more clearly. Actually, I might just put a tiny bit of space in between those so you can see those separately as well. I've only got one group of 16 so far. Here's group number 2. Oops, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, I'm getting there. I need one more group. So now I've got my 3 groups. Just need a few more ones to make it perfect. 2 more ones. Brilliant. Okay. Now, the reason we're breaking it down like this is just to make it easy to times. Because if we know our times table, we should know 10 times 3. And if we're learning our 3s, we should know or be easily able to work out 6 times 3. So we're breaking it into chunks to make it easier for ourselves. Okay, so this column, we have got 10 times 3. Let's count it up. 10, 20, 30. Oh, so much easier than trying to do 16 times 3. But we haven't finished, of course. Now we've got to do just the ones. So ignore the tens and just the ones. 6 times 3. 6 times 3. Now we can count that up. Now I'm not very good with my 6 times table, so I'm going to do it with my 3 times table. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18. So I think the answer is 18. I will count just to double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So now, as you know, I've got my 30 and I've got my 18, and I need to add those together to find my final answer. And again, because I've times by 10, that's nice and easy. 30 add 18. 30 add the 10 is 40. 0 plus 8 is 8. So my final answer is 48. And I'll put that back up here. So 16 times by 3 is 48. Okay, one more, even more challenging this time. So for this one, I've got it all laid out for you ready. Now this time we've got 24 times by 3. So when we split the number 24, instead of 10 going into the tens column, this time it's 20. And in the ones, we have the 4. Okay, so we have 20 and 4. Then we're going to times that by 3. Now I've laid it out ready for you. Here we have 20, 20, 20. And 4 that matches with each group of 20. So we've got 24 and we timesed it by 3. Okay, now we're going to start with the tens column, so ignore this one, and we are going to do 20 times 3, and that equals 60. So 20 times 3 equals 60. Right, now ignoring the tens column, we're going to do 4 times 3, and because I'm good at my times tables, I know that 4 times 3 equals 12. Let's count to double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So now I've got to combine these two numbers. 60 add 12 equals 72. Okay, and I've written out that adding sentence because I've got to push it back together, which makes 72. So 24 times 3 is 72. Like I said, this is the sort of challenge level, so don't worry if you're feeling a little bit confused by this. We'll do some more work on it tomorrow. Now, if you use your big piece of paper, your Post-its or your little scraps of paper, your pens and your sweets or whatever it is you have at home to solve some of these, that's brilliant, that's enough. And I'll give you a list of calculations next. But I'm just going to show you how to solve it in your books, so if you'd like to do that, you can. Okay, so I'm going to pick a nice simple one to demo, 14 times 2. So again, we need to do our slightly wonky cross. But this time, I'm going to give myself plenty of space. I'm going to have, have 2 boxes for the tens, and then I'll have my ones over here. So to lay this out into the box, I'm going to say, right, 14 splits into a 10 and a 4. Put the 4 there just to really separate it out. And I'm going to times that by 2. So here's my first 14, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Here's my second one. Okay, so we've got 2 times 10 equals 20. Oh, done it again. Need to remember those equal signs. 2 times 10 equals 20, and 4 times 2 equals 8. Now add those together. 20 plus 8 equals 28. And then back to my first calculation. This is what I'm actually looking for. 14 times 2 equals 28. Now I'm going to give you a few down here that you can try, and you can try it either with your large piece of paper like this, or you can do them into your book using the grid method. Might be an idea to do a few in different ways. Okay, look forward to, hope you have a really good go at those and look forward to seeing them later. Here are the number sentences.